Hello, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ. Here I am again. I have to post the part 2 of this introduction about the new perspective on the new reality. That is in relation to the spiritual awakening of truth. So I will start from here. In the Galactic Federation of Light, there are a majority of human extraterrestrials from Pleiadian star system, from Sirius, Arcturians, Herculeans, Andromedans, Alpha Centaurians, Unmites, Procyon, Tau Centaurians, Lyrians, and many more. Lyrians are especially interesting since it has been said they represent the original human race. Lyrians, original human race that developed in the Vega system. The others represent later developed human colonies, which also we are members of the Galactic Federation of Light, are mostly of human origin, but not completely. So there is also an extraterrestrial dark side, which was allowed by the Creator. The dark side was allowed to infiltrate and cause the destruction of the civilizations on both Lemuria and Atlantis. Many galactic wars were fought with the Dark Galactic Federation called the Ankara Alliance. They had their central locations in the star systems of the belt of Orion. So, I will not touch on the other about astronomy. That is not important. So, I will continue here. While the Anunnaki, dark mean ions, the Illuminati, here comes now the Illuminati. The Illuminati and others have sought to both depopulate Earth, imagine, to depopulate Earth and to establish slave-like control of the remaining population. They have not been successful. Their luck has turned. Around 1995, the Anunnaki decided to abandon their old dark habits at the same time as the Ankara Alliance entered a peace treaty with the Galactic Federation of Light. The result became that the dark mean ions on Earth no longer had the support of the Anunnaki. However, they did not decide to follow the example of the Anunnaki to join the light in spite of encouragement to do so. However, now here comes our infinite creator, our beloved God Yahweh. However, the creator and heaven, non-physical spiritual beings in the seventh dimension or higher, non-physical spiritual beings in the seventh dimension or higher, have declared that humanity on earth will end its sojourn in the dark, a fact that the dark is trying to ignore. In fact, the Creator intended the dark period for humanity after the fall of Atlantis to be a period of soul development and growth for humanity, and from which humanity would come back. It was never intended to be permanent. Souls volunteered to be part of this experience for their own benefit. As we transition towards a new reality of love and full consciousness, a battle of the souls and minds of humanity is taking place. It is a battle that the light will win. It is made possible and fueled by the inner developments among light workers, which makes outer changes and developments possible. The Galactic Federation of Light will soon be formally introduced by certain light-oriented major governments to the people of Earth. This is where we currently are in the spring of 2015. As the Galactic Federation is introduced, our ascended masters will also return. This will include Sananda, Saint Germain, Buddha, Mohammed, Hilarion, Maitreya, and many more. Also, at this time, we will be introduced to our cousins in inner earth, close in parenthesis, Agatha. Inner earth is called Agatha. The light workers are waiting for the first steps, which will precede the above-mentioned returns and introductions. These first steps will include a new and fair financial system, which will make it possible to distribute financial blessings to light workers, who in turn will share such blessings with the larger population. Part of the funds for this will come from confiscated funds the Illuminati has stolen from the people. Part of the funds will come from the earlier mentioned Saint Germain World Trust and other sources. Following this, new governance will be introduced. In America, this is referred to as NESARA, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. This will result in debt forgiveness for individuals and governments and the creation of a fair and caring society for all. Abundance for all will be created. I repeat, abundance for all will be created. The dark leaders will be deposed and face a legal process, but be given chances to reform, as the light is always forgiving. Also, many new hidden technologies will be introduced as precursors to the mass landing of our extraterrestrial and spiritual families. Plus, they will bring new technologies with them. Many of these technologies will be focused on cleaning up the earth and assisting with transportation and provide free energy sources. After mass landings have taken place, humanity will go through a steep voluntary learning curve to prepare for full consciousness. Each of us will have our own individual mentor. The returning ascended masters will educate us together with our mentors. This first towards a galactic society includes spiritual learning, understanding of humanity's history, abundance, new technologies, new financial systems, and governance. However, this is a transitory phase. We first have to reach fourth dimensional consciousness, fourth dimensional consciousness, before we move on to the fifth dimension. The period in the fourth dimension will be relatively short. I tell you in advance, to move to the fifth dimension, you must have already lived a holy life. You must have knowledge and wisdom, because I am now in the fifth and I have that. That's why the upgrade of DNA and the opening of chakra, that will all be automatic, as I have experienced. I will touch it more later. Oh, okay, I will see. In this situation, at present, many are living in the third dimension. So, to be able to move to fourth dimension, again, I repeat, you must be born again, because by being born again, you will receive the Spirit of the Lord. And in the fifth dimension, to raise up the vibration, your mind must have this consciousness. Christ's consciousness must be there. Otherwise, the body will not reflect high frequencies. It is the body that is manifesting. Our body is in physical form, has energy, and this energetic body will be transformed to etheric body, and then to astral body. It is something deeper now in divine truth. I just mentioned it here So please, I have posted there my El Shaddai Charismatic Worship, 5 parts. The last part is the blessing of God, true blessing in which He will manifest to you. If your faith is enough, if you have repented enough, then you will receive His Spirit manifested by miraculous sign and wonder. So that is your salvation. It has to be discovered and experienced. And then this experience comes to the 5th dimension. Okay, I will just, I have just mentioned it, where I am now. 5th dimension, So, the transformation to the 5th dimension is both physical and spiritual. A number of new chakra centers are already now in the process of being established in our bodies, causing some inconvenience as we grow. Mankind generally has 2 DNA strands. However, many are now developing a 3rd strand, confusing many scientists. A fully conscious person in the 5th dimension has 12 strands. These strands are made possible by shifting the DNA sequences, which are now called junk DNA. Our humble scientists call them so, since they do not understand their function or purpose. These DNA sequences might be better called dormant or inactive and will be activated and used in the full 12-strand palette of DNA. This is the physical basis for the emergence of a new human being with new abilities and full consciousness. This corresponds now to the new human being, new creation, born again in spirit. That's why that is the prerequisite, because it is said there in the Bible, if you are born again, the old has gone and the new creation has come. Oh, that much here in the present situation now. You have to be born again, because the Spirit is with you, and then the Spirit will guide you, will teach you. Your eyes are opened, you can understand in reading the Bible, in between the lines. That is your anointing, that is your pledge of allegiance, that is your covenant of love, because love is being poured out on the soul by being born again. And the light is also spark in every spark of divine light. We all have that when we are born. You see, the love of the God, what for eternal plan He has. All have this chance to be in the 5th dimension. So where I am now. The transitional phase will eventually end, and we will move into true galactic society with full consciousness. Imagine. In such a society, all individuals' needs are met. Money is no longer necessary. Money is no longer necessary, and indeed a form bartering system is used for exchange of services focused on serving the divine. Technology is used for meeting basic needs. Mother Earth also needs to move into the 5th dimension and restore her surface to pristine conditions. This includes, for instance, the re-emergence of the continents of Lemuria and Atlantis from the bottom of the oceans. The firmaments will be recreated, and the 2 original moons will re-emerge. This is associated with major physical changes on the surface of the earth. According to many sources, it will not be possible for mankind to continue to dwell on the surface during this time. Instead, people will move either to inner earth, where new cities have been built to house and care for people, or they will move to large spaceships, motherships. While in the inner earth or on board the large ships, mankind will finish its transition to the 5th dimension. An essential part of this will be to enter specially made light chambers. The light chambers are living sentient beings who will assist the person to finish the transformation to full consciousness. So, bye now. God bless you. To be continued.